What's going on, TWP fam? Welcome back to another recap video. How did you guys' week go? Did you trade this week? Did you learn something new? Did you stay out the market? Tell me how it went for you guys. How did I do this week? Well, compared to last week, I did a lot better. Because if you remember from last week, your girl did 77 trades. And if we go way back to my ground rule video, I'm really only supposed to do 10 trades a week. That'd be 2 trades a day max. So far, I'm still working on that. And that's fine. This whole thing is a learning curve. And as I get better and more confident in my trades, I'll definitely get to the 2 trade max for a day. But yeah, so this is the recap from last week. I did 77 trades and I was basically down $491. So basically $500. So did I learn my lesson from last week? Maybe not on the 10 trades, but you can see the drastic difference between 77 trades and this week I did 30 trades. And also this week was a green week. So I was down $500 last week. And in one day, actually, on Tuesday, I actually secured $530. So one day, I made $530, and I believe I made it in 6 minutes. The win rate is still a lot better than the losing streak. Maybe I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see the 530 on April 1st. It was a 4-minute and 32-second trade, actually. Could you imagine making that type of money in 4 minutes? That's crazy. That's crazy work, right? And then right underneath, the following day, you see me lose $340. And I actually cried that day when I lost that. So even though it says April 2nd, it was really Thursday's trading session because I did not trade Wednesday due to the news breakout. And high volatility as of right now is not really my friend. It seems like I do a lot better at nighttime. So Eastern Standard Time, I do a lot better around 7 to maybe 11:30. But so far, that seems to be my good window. I actually made that $530 at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that was really just me chanting to myself, breathe, pray, and wait. So far, what I've been learning is that trading is all in your mind. And if you could control your emotions, everything else will follow. But me, I got high anxiety. And it definitely get crazy. My heartbeat go faster than I ever felt. But we're working on that. I'm learning to control my emotions. So yeah, so the $340 that I lost was actually a crying moment, and I'm actually going to take you to the place where I lost it. And bear with me as we find it on the chart here. Scroll back. All right. So I normally trade in the 5-minute, either the 5-minute time frame or the 1-minute time frame chart. Your girl is a NAS 100 junkie. Like, so far I've been spamming this because once you learn something, you really want to stick to it, so that way you can study the charts, you can study the patterns and everything like that. For you that don't know, I use the Heikin-Ashi candles. It is the average of the price. So it's not really the actual price, but it is the average of the price. And well, it clears up a lot of chatter in the chart. Because like if I was to switch it to candlesticks, it would be a lot of green, a lot of red, up and down at the same time, like, all over the place. Whereas my blue Heikin-Ashi is my bull and my white is my bear. so on and so forth. So, yeah, let's break down how I lost $340 from not listening to myself. So you see the setup, and maybe I'll screenshot it. Let's see if I can get it in one click. There we go. All right, so y'all see the setup. We're gonna pull the pencil out here. We're gonna have some real school real quick. Let me see, what's a good color? We'll go with white for right now. But yeah, the market goes up, the market goes down. It does the same thing over and over again. Sometimes though, the market makes a certain pattern before it makes a different type of movement. So this is called a wedge pattern, where you would draw either a support line and then a trend line. And then you would basically wait for the market to break the structure. And as it breaks the structure, it gets smaller and smaller, and then it either goes to the upside or it breaks to the downside, right? So how does that help us when it comes to trading? Well, if you look at it, the smaller and smaller it gets, you know that it's about to make a move. That's where the breathe, pray, and wait. You just have to wait for it to break the pattern. So you can see the yellow line that I made right here. I told myself the market should be going to the upside after you see this drastic down that we made before the market closed the day before. So I'm like, all right, it just did that drastic drop. It's probably going to want to try and retest that area and that price. So I told myself, after it passes, if it breaks above this yellow line, this price, I will get in for a buy, right? And I call this a shadow trade, where it tells you what your take profit would be, where you should put your stop loss and everything like that. So I call it a shadow trade because you don't necessarily trade when you put those on your chart. So that was my first confirmation. Well, actually, my first confirmation was the wedge, right? The second confirmation was it broke past the line and it closed above the line, right? The third confirmation was the shadow trade that I put on there, so the shadow box. But somehow, some way, even though I said all these things and I said the market was going to go up, these white candles here is what you would call a pullback. And that one pullback, that first candle where it really pushed down to the low, I hesitated and I got in for a sell. And at one point, I was doing really good. Like, this third candle was $230. And at the last second of that candle, when the fourth candle opened, it pushed me to $250 in profit. Being greedy as I've been like last week, I held it, and then it shot up, and it continued to go up, and it maxed me at my 350. Then I started crying as I watched the market go in the direction I knew it was going to go in. I told myself it was going to go in. I even told myself where I was going to enter the trade, told myself where I was going to get out, had my zones of where the market was trying to go. And I missed out on $1,700. That one definitely hurts. And I mean, we could count these candles. I think it was like either 17 candles, which would equivalent to 17 minutes. So 17 minutes, I would have had $1,700 had I not doubted myself in the beginning. But that's fine. We all need those big lessons in life to teach us to believe in ourselves. The following day, what ended up happening? The following day, it was basically Friday at this point for the market. I made 110 in a mini, and then the market was moving pretty slow at the moment, so I didn't make any more trades in the mini because I do have the bad habit of being greedy, trying to go back in for more, and end up losing more than I made. So I ended the rest of the night doing some micros, and I ended it with a $280 gain for the day. So to go from negative 500 to positive 500 in one day, then to sit there and watch my take profit hit on a hesitation trade. I'm currently sitting at 474 and 22 cents, which overall that means I had a green week, but I'm still down $17 for my goal, and that's fine. I don't plan to pass this combine quickly because I need to learn how to believe in myself and trust my trading habits. So it's 1 week at a time, it's 1 day at a time, 1 step at a time, 1 minute at a time. And yeah. See you guys in the next week's update. Let's all hope for the best.